Hello and a very good evening to all our viewers who are joining me in this live interaction session on News 9's Facebook as well as YouTube page. And like we all know, COVID-19 has literally taken a toll on the mental health of the people across the globe. Depression, anxiety and many other such conditions have only worsened due to the pandemic. In fact, a report by Microsoft's latest work trend index that surveyed over 6,000 information and first-line workers across 8 countries globally saw India in the second highest percentage, with workers facing increased burnout in Asia at about 29%. So in India, 29% of workers are experiencing increased burnout at work owing to its increase in workday span by 1 hour. So the data showed that globally, even 6 months past the first work from home orders, people are in significantly more meetings, talking more ad hoc calls and managing more incoming chats than they did before the pandemic. So you might be wondering now, what causes burnout? Well, we all have different levels of capacity to cope with, emotional and also physical strains. So when we exceed our ability to cope, something has to give the body, something that has to give, the body becomes stressed if you push yourself either mentally or even physically beyond your capacity. So people who burn out often feel a sense of emotional exhaustion or indifference and may even treat colleagues, clients or patients in a very detached or a dehumanized way. Now to know more about this, we have with us Sana Rubiana, a consultant psychologist. Many thanks for joining me in this live interaction, Sana. And my first question to you is, what is the burnout syndrome?
So burnout is a state of emotional, physical and mental exhaustion, which is caused due to excessive and prolonged stress.
Okay, also Sana, now what are the signs and causes of a burnout syndrome? How do you identify whether a person is experiencing a burnout syndrome or not?
Right. So some of the signs to identify if a person is experiencing burnout syndrome is that they usually feel tired, they feel drained out most of the time. They fall frequently ill. There's frequent headaches, muscle pain. There's also disturbances in appetite and sleep. Some of them might also lose their appetite. These are some of the physical signs to identify. Some of the emotional changes and signs would be, it involves a sense of reduced accomplishment. There's loss of personal identity. There's feelings of detachment and feeling depersonalized.
Okay, now Sana, the latest report said that most of them felt, the burnout syndrome because of new business adaptations. So do you think that new business adaptations could impact the employees?
Yes, absolutely. So there has been a drastic change because of the COVID situation in their lifestyle, in their work-life balance. And that has disrupted their sleep, their appetite, their day-to-day functioning. And of course, that has taken a toll on the mental well-being.
Okay, now apart from new business adaptations, what are the other causes for burnout?
Right. Some of the most common causes for burnout syndrome is a dysfunctional workplace. Like, say, for example, there's conflicting organization values and ethics. People are getting bullied at workplace by their superiors. And of course, organization politics takes a big toll on burnout. Lack of social support is also one of the major causes. So say if a person feels isolated at workplace or in their personal life, that could lead to prolonged stress and burnout. Work-life imbalance is one of the major reasons of burnout as well, because now people are spending more time and effort into work and they're slacking behind in providing the same time and effort into their family time and their social relationships.
Now, Sana,
even a job which is monotonous or chaotic can lead to frustration and fatigue.
Okay. So now that 29% of the employees in India are experiencing burnout, how can they cope with it?
Right. Of course, first few things what they can do is they have to schedule breaks for themselves from work. Say they complete a couple of tasks and activities, they have to indulge in breaks. And they have to reward themselves for the job that they have done. Followed by they have to prioritize their mental health and wellness. And having a routine is very important. But at the same time, they need to be more realistic with the tasks and activities they're taking up. keeping working hours more reasonable, more flexible would be beneficial as well. And they also have to take out time for socializing. As we are social beings, we have social relationships. Prioritizing social time is very important.
Okay.
And having a good, exercise on a regular basis is important as well. So some sort of physical activity, 20 to 30 minutes on a day-to-day basis is very important.
Right, Sana, many thanks for joining me in this live interaction. Well, that was Sana Rubiana giving her insights about the burnout syndrome and also some tips which employees who are facing burnout syndrome can use to cope up with their current situation. Like Sana mentioned, please allocate some time for some kind of physical activity and also a social time, because that is very important to ease stress off yourselves and to not think about work too much. And even if you are working for long hours each day, make sure that you allocate a time for your breaks and your me time. So that will give you a state of mental peace which will not lead to burnout syndrome. So if you guys have liked this piece of information that we've shared with you all, please do drop in your comments and also like, share and subscribe to News 9 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Many thanks for joining us.